做YouTube频道必须每周都发新片吗？如果自己休息一段时间，频道会被宣判死亡吗？频道里面表现不好的影片是否会影响到整体频道的发展？这些问题你是不是一直都想知道答案？最近 YouTube 里面的一位高层的负责人，他回答了很多创作者都关心的问题。看完这期影片之后，会解开你心中的很多的迷思，其中这个回答会完全颠覆你的认知，所以你要从头到尾看完这期影片。我是 Grayson， 这频道主要是谈关于 YouTube 频道运营、流量变现以及网络创业内容。我每周都会分享3部影片，所以一定要记得订阅我频道。我们都知道 YouTube 对于发布内容是有很多的规定的，如果你发布内容违反了其中某项或者多项的规定政策，那么这部影片就会被标记为违规。比较轻的惩罚就是你的这部影片还是会被观众看到的，但是会有一些限制，比如说广告上面的限制。最重的惩罚就是 YouTube 会直接删除掉这部影片，观众是没有办法看到的。那么假如说你的一部影片被平台标记为违规了，但是观众还是能看到的，那么这部影片它的平台推荐量会受影响吗？我们可以来看一下 YouTube 内部员工他的说法。
Search and discovery is not governed by ad-friendly guidelines, yellow icons or green icons, but it is still governed by community guidelines. And oftentimes what I think confuses people about this is that separately ad-friendly guidelines will determine this video is not safe for ads, and community guidelines will determine, oh, this is like for example, adult content. And if you're flagged as like adult or mature content, you wouldn't be distributed to an all ages audience because YouTube really is meant for 13 and up. And we wouldn't want a situation where like your 13-year-old sits down on a sofa and a bunch of adult videos or mature videos pop up all over the home screen for them. So those videos are like, if you subscribe to it, if you're searching, like that's sort of covered with that. But because they often happen at the same time, I think there is some belief that the yellow icon triggers it, but really it's two systems responding to similar signals.
YouTube 它是一个搜索引擎，所以你可以看到在 YouTube 的搜索结果里面，影片是会被排名的。假如说你发现你的一部影片它的表现不理想，想更改一下这部影片它的标题还有缩图，那么你这样的操作会影响到 YouTube 影片它的搜索排名吗？
Like the algorithm tries to follow audience response. So if you change your thumbnail and your title and the audience responds better to it, the algorithm will factor that in when it comes to recommendations, and it'll probably rank higher. Like its distribution might go up and it'll probably rank higher.
所以更改影片的标题或者缩图并不是一个让算法重新给影片进行排名的开关，只是当你把这部影片它的标题或者缩图更改了之后，观众看到这部影片它的感受不一样了，给出的反馈也不一样了，这也导致了影片会有不一样的表现去反馈给 YouTube 算法，然后 YouTube 算法再会根据这个表现的反馈去重新给这部影片进行排名，而这个影片排名有可能会上升，也有可能会下降，会完全取决于在影片更改了标题或者缩图之后，观众对于这部影片它的反馈。
I think some people think, oh, I just need to get them to click, and they'll make a more sensational thumbnail or a more sensational title, but then that will no longer, like the video will no longer deliver on the promise of those things, and people will start abandoning it faster. So you'll see CTR go up, but retention tank, and then the video will perform worse. And like, but I don't understand. My CTR is way up. It's like, yes, because you no longer are giving them the video that matches.
现在 YouTube Shorts 非常流行，基本上大部分的频道都有开始发布 YouTube 短片了，但是还有些人在犹豫，因为他们不确定是否这新的内容形式会对他们频道造成不利的影响。我其实也有担心过这个问题。就让我们看一下 YouTube 内部人员他怎么说的。
Generally speaking, what we've seen across YouTube is that people who post both long form and short form tend to have higher engagement than people just doing one or the other. Obviously, there's going to be exceptions on both sides. Some will do much, much better. Some will not do better, maybe even worse, but just broadly speaking. And because shorts tend to live in the feed and long form tends to live in on the homepage, there's not that much overlap.
现在大部分的 YouTube 创作者都存在这个潜意识，就是如果打算开始做 YouTube 创作者，那么一旦我开始了，就不能够停下来。如果停下来了，我频道流量就再也回不去了。这个观念影响到了非常多的人，所以他们就不敢休息，一直在保持更新的频率。那么作为 YouTube 创作者，如果自己想在中途给自己放1个月、2个月的假期，我们真的没有办法这样做吗？
And when we've looked at it, we haven't seen any sort of universal negative impact. Broadly speaking, it hasn't made a difference across a wide range of channels on YouTube. And there's probably some people who, maybe they take some time off and a new personality shows up in their space and just wows a lot of people and captures a lot of audience. I think it also depends, again, on your personality. Some people see their YouTube channel as like their business. It's like their mom and pop restaurant or their mall kiosk. And like, what would you do if you had to take time off from that? And it might be that you plan to have someone fill in for you, or you batch a bunch of content so that maybe it's not going up at the same pace, but you still have a steady stream of content. Or maybe you put up like you schedule community posts. You do something to keep engagement because you just want to manage it. You don't want to leave anything to chance. It feels better for you. You're more comfortable managing it. Other people don't even want to look at it. They just like, I'm taking a vacation, I'm gone for a month, I'm not even looking at my channel. So it really depends like on what your personal stress level is like and how you want to handle it.
我们制作影片肯定都想做出表现好的影片，但是我们发布的影片里面肯定会有表现不好的，甚至表现非常差的影片。那么这个时候，表现差的影片会对频道整体的发展有多大的影响呢？
YouTube tends not to look at individual creators and channels. We tend to look at videos and topics. So just because one video isn't the best performing video, even if it's a complete dud, it doesn't mean the next video isn't going to be the best video in the history of YouTube. And it would be bad for everyone involved if we didn't give each and every video a fair shot at like the maximum potential it could possibly have. But I also think that sometimes we over-index on performance. Like on my channel, I know an iPhone review is going to do gangbusters. It's going to do really well. An accessibility or environmental or educational video isn't. But those are really important topics and a really important audience for me. So sort of like in Hollywood, the big blockbuster movie gets the actor, like big blockbuster box office and numbers, they can go do the art house film. The big videos sometimes gives me the opportunity to do the smaller videos that I really want to make. I go in knowing they're going to be 9 or 10 out of 10, but I still think they're really important for me to make.
相信你看到现在一定解开你心中非常多的迷思。经营频道其实是一个不断学习、不断实践的过程。我想尽可能的去缩短这个学习时间。我想借此机会去介绍一下我的 YouTube 新手课程 YouTube 新手启动包。这门课程会帮助所有零基础的新手从0到1去了解一下自己适合做什么类型的频道，频道的针对观众是谁，并且频道的收益模式又是怎么样的，也能够带你了解所有频道的功能还有设置，以及如何做出观众喜爱观看的影片等等。我希望你能够具体去了解一下这门课程，能够让你用最短的时间去了解经营频道的核心技巧还有策略。我会把课程链接放到影片的下方。接下来我们继续解开更多经营频道时候遇到的迷思。YouTube 是允许我们在影片的片尾画面或者是影片下方的描述栏里面去放入其他平台链接的，比如说你自己网站的链接、联盟行销推广链接等等。如果观众点击了你链接，就会把这些观众带离 YouTube 这平台。我们也知道 YouTube 是希望你把观众留在这平台上看更多影片的。那么如果你这么做了，会影响到你这部影片它的表现吗？
So I think like the way to look at that is waiting. So like some people immediately put a card when the video starts saying, go watch my other video. And they even say that, like, if you missed this video, go watch it. And then people are going to leave, like if people are interested, they're going to leave your video. Like you chose to sacrifice that video to send them somewhere else. And I've gone through this on my own channel because I have sponsors in almost every video. And I always think like, that's why I always do the sponsor spot at the end. Because I figure like they've watched my video. Now they can just go if they want to, but that means I'm not going to get them to watch a second one of my videos. And we know binging, like people watching like 1 or 2 or 3 more is a great way to get into their watch history, which is a great way to get into the recommendations and be shown more of my videos. So I think all of these are like choices. So if you have a link to another video, topmost, like the most attention, pinned, whatever, you might start getting up, like build up that session time, build up that binging of your content. If you choose to make that an affiliate link, you're sort of sacrificing that binging, but maybe that's going to make you a ton of money. So these are all like I think like more business decisions, especially at the creator side.
自从 YouTube 推出了时间轴这个功能之后，就产生了很多不同的讨论。有的人觉得这功能非常的好，能够方便观众去找到他们想要的内容，而有的人说这个功能会影响到影片整体的表现，因为观众在看完他们想要找的内容之后，就离开了这部影片。你觉得使用时间轴这个功能对影片造成的是积极的影响还是消极的影响呢？在我们听到官方解释之前，你可以把你的答案去留在评论区里面。现在我们可以听一下 YouTube 官方的说法。
Like I think we worry about them as creators because we think people will hop around and that'll hurt our total watch time, maybe cause a bunch of dips in our retention. But I think they're also good for users, like good for viewers. And where a viewer might think this is boring, I'm just going to cancel out of this video, I'm going to abandon it. And you see like retention just drop at that point. They might see the chapter and go, oh, but this one looks really interesting to me. So instead of just leaving the video, they're now going to go and watch a later section and maybe they'll keep watching from that point. I think like ultimately you want a video that everyone watches every second of, but realistically there might be videos that you make that have certain sections appealing to certain people. So I think it's sort of like a trade-off. You're trading off the potential of them jumping around for a reduced risk of them abandoning.
还是和时间轴相关的问题。如果你给影片加入了时间轴，如果有观众在谷歌上面搜索，他搜索的关键词和你这段时间轴它的命名是非常类似的，那么观众是能够直接通过谷歌搜索去搜索出这个时间段的，所以这两者会有很强的联系吗？
I think for most people, it's probably not a huge deal anyway, because external traffic typically isn't, like even if like Google's 90% of your external traffic is maybe 2 or 3% of what discovery is. So I don't think it's like anything that would move a needle.
影片发布的时间会最终影响到影片的表现吗？你是不是一直会有这个疑问？你是不是好奇是否会有一个完美的时间点？你在那个时间点去发布影片，你的影片会获得更多流量。有时候你影片在发布之后，比以往更少人观看了，你这个时候就会怀疑是不是自己发布的时间不对。你有过这样的想法吗？来听一下 YouTube 员工是怎么解释的。
There might be certain categories where it does matter, like if you're doing the stock market and like the opening bell is at 9 a.m. and you know like you need a video out by 9:30, like there might be situations where your content is bound to external time clocks. But when we've looked at it, for the majority of videos, if you're willing to wait, like of course if you put a video up in prime time, it's going to get more views faster, but over the course of, and like that's like for the first 24 to like 36, maybe 48 hours. But if you look over the course of 2 weeks to a month, we've seen almost no difference in how like where videos end up in views.
这期影片是不是解开了你很多在经营频道时候产生的疑惑呢？但是这里面他没有回答一个也是大家非常关心的一个问题，就是你的影片在发布之后为什么会没有人观看？你可以看这期影片。里面会有非常详细的解释。如果你觉得这期影片对你有帮助，希望能这部影片点个赞，一定要记得订阅我频道，了解更多关于 YouTube 内容，追踪 IG 能够和有更多互动。那么下期影片再见，拜拜。